People can jump in as they go to, but Dylan and Robert and Jenna and Andrew and Sarah, thank you for being here. So basically, what I was going to talk about was basically where coatings come into the picture as part of our country moves, not just our country, because Tops is global, but we move into the cooler months and colder months. And so I'm just going to talk a little bit about that, but also I know the Limitless group has a lot of residential guys. I want to talk about some of the products that we have that they can potentially talk to current customers who may not need a new roof, but they could upsell or use cheaper products when they have a roof that doesn't need to have a shingle maker's warranty on it, such as that. So, and this is just gives the background of Tops here, where we always stick with the words been around for 30 years, but actually it's 67 years. And our origins began in 1958, and when we developed our first aluminum coating that we did. And like I said, we've been around a long time, and so far so good. And here we offer a wide range of products, and I'm going to talk about each one of these separately because these are our core products to use during the winter time. And I frame this in relation to some of the coldest climates that we go to. Tops is actually in Antarctica. We just recently shipped another, and we're the Arctic and Antarctica. A lot of research stations use our products, especially these products right here, because of the way they perform and in cold weather and the way you can do application in cold weather. On the left side of your screen, you see Top Seal, which is one of our flagship coatings. And then in the middle of the screen, you see Polyprene, which is our flagship flashing and repair product. And then you'll see on the right of the screen is Seam Rivet Guard, which is our flagship. It's not as viscous as Polyprene, but that's used to go on seams and rivets. Basically, the explanation is in the title, in the label, and that's what that's for. Now, what's different about these products is these are 100% rubber. They're not water-based. So in colder climates, what happens to water? It freezes. And because there's a lot of moisture in the air during a lot of your water-based products, which are called acrylics, elastomeric, and your silicones, a lot of them cannot be used, and especially if they're moisture cured. With this here, our products, because they contain no water, it can be used up to minus 40 degrees Celsius. Now, here's a caveat. The product itself has to be 40 degrees Fahrenheit or above. Just the product. So if I talk to our guys in Finland, Sweden, Norway, or Iceland, because these guys they heat our products, they keep them indoors, or they put a heat blanket on them, or something like that, electric blanket or heat blanket. They heat the product up to over 40 degrees Celsius. And as long as the substrate is dry, sometimes there's moisture in it, they towel dry it, or they'll take a blow dryer, like an industrial blow dryer, just a huge version of what a lot of people use to dry their hair. They'll go over the substrate with it, and then they'll apply these products. And the thing is, these products, when it gets cold, like our Top Seal, our Polyprene, and our Seam Rivet Guard, they get hard. It gets hard. If it's cold, it becomes a brick. But when you heat it up, it starts to get its viscosity. The viscosity it loses its viscosity. It becomes its liquid form. And again, it is rubber, and it can be applied. The more you heat it up, the hotter it is, the less viscous it is, and the easier it is to brush on. And if you're going to spray it, you got to make sure the hoses are heated as well. But it's applicable during the wintertime. That covers these three core products that anybody can use, residential and commercial, for our contractors. Because the middle one, Polyprene, can be used around chimneys, any brickwork, cracks, anywhere, horizontal, vertical. The Polyprene, the multi-repair, multi-service can be used. And so I'm just reiterating this one here. And then the other product I want to introduce in this line, besides Top Seal and Polyprene, with some silicone products, they're not 100% silicone. They will be a urethane based or some type of hybrid. And therefore, we have our high build silicone repair patch, which can also silicone hybrid repair patch. It also can be used, but it's not as forgiving as the 100% rubber product that we have. Some people call our products SEBS or thermoplastic. And there aren't many manufacturers that manufacture that type of product anymore, like Top Seal or Polyprene. And if they do manufacture it, they're no longer independent. Most of them belong to some large conglomerate. So, like I said, Tops is independent, family owned, and been around for a long time. So this covers the coatings and repair products that people can use. And for contractors, whether they're in the residential or commercial market, um, the moneymaker is the one in the middle there, Polyprene. That's your moneymaker. Let's just say 100. Back when I was doing my roofing work on the side, I just say a 5-gallon pail at $198, which does not include the Limitless discount. The Limitless members get a discount. A $198 pail can get you $3,500 of work. And during the wintertime, the focus is on repairs during fall and winter. That means going around skylights, going around any protrusions, going around any type of vents, things like that on commercial buildings. Residential, it's cracks in the walls, outer walls, chimneys, any type of exhaust or turtle vents that you have coming out of roofs. That's what that's for. And that's your moneymaker. So the focus should be on repairs. You can do full coating jobs, but believe it or not, I think a lot of you'll be surprised how many roofing contractors aren't familiar with coating during winter times because the culture is, if it's cold where I am, it's time to go to Florida and work there. That's kind of what happens. But if they stay put where they were, New Hampshire, Wisconsin, Idaho, Iowa, you name it, snowy states, Minnesota, Polyprene is your answer for all repair work. Okay. Again, we talked about the coating, Top Seal. Again, it can be used in the wintertime for coatings, all climates, permanent flexibility. So then and I do get the question sometimes like, hey, so we apply this during the fall when it's cool or during the winter. What happens when things heat up? The whole purpose of having a 100% rubber product is so that it can expand and contract with the thermal induced movement of the building. Therefore, since it does not supposed to crack unless you have really excessive structural movement, and in some cases, if the building's moving that much, it's time to get out of that building anyway. So, and here's just a shot of Top Seal. Believe it or not, even though it looks sunny out there, right? You can see the before, the after, and of the Top Seal. It looks sunny up there, but it's actually quite cold. This was taken in the Scandinavian country, and those not familiar with geography, that's Finland, Sweden, and Norway, and Denmark. Okay, here's some of the benefits of having a rubber coating. 100% rubber. I got to caveat that. An acrylic is a rubber as well. This is 100% rubber, non-water-based product. It's water-free. Again, it's all climates, 100% synthetic thermoplastic technology. We talked about elongation and contraction, meaning it can go and it withstands challenging thermal changes. And there you go. There we have it. If I look at the very last bullet here, the extreme resistance to moisture and moisture transmission. What that means is once this product is down on the substrate, once it's done, because contains no water, it's 100% rubber. What happens is a lot of coatings over time actually, it's not just the water that goes around the coating, it actually gets absorbed by the coating. And so as the coating starts to absorb water, the water tends to act like a candle wick and transmit or like a candle wick its way through the remainder of the coating. With this, it's very minimal that happens. Therefore, it has longer endurance. Okay. I already mentioned this one as the money maker. All right. Polyprene is where you hit all the repair work. And for the most part, per square foot, a lot of, each member charges their own labor. So I've seen where if it's just repair work, if you were to charge per square foot, usually besides doing a full roof restoration, repair work, because the area is smaller, usually more detailed, you can charge upwards of 20% more per square foot that you normally charge on a full roof restoration. If you're just narrowing down, I'm going to waterproof your skylights, waterproof any protrusions you have on your roof. Usually, your labor rates are going to be higher, and therefore that you can sustain business through the cold, inclement weather by focusing on repair work for the roofers out there. Okay, and here is in the literature, it talks about what polyprene can be used for, and these are the items that I I mentioned before: chimneys, skylights, outlets, exhaust fans, pitch pockets, and it goes without saying, joints, seams, cracks, gaps, and vents. And like I said, it's a multi repair, multifaceted, all climate, and 100% rubber. Okay. And here, just on this slide, before I keep moving on, I just want to focus kind of right on the top right, next to the pale polyprene. Does not crack when cold. That's very, very okay. There we go. Comes in 5-gallon pails, 55-gallon drums. Some people like to buy in drums, heat it up, and put in their smaller type of packaging, and their repair team can put it in their trucks and go ham on all the repair work throughout the world they want. And it does very well. As a matter of fact, we've been receiving a lot of. We were very similar, very close to max capacity last week. Very close to max capacity. The orders are coming in for our repair pump. And some people need to know about tops and how we sell our polyprene. Some people can buy it online. Limitless Group, we want you to order direct, and that way we can one is report who's ordered, but also ensure that you get your discounts. And so let's make sure the Limitless Group knows of this. We can sell this anywhere in the United States, this product, except California. Our guys in California, we have to find another solution for them, and we do have some other solutions. But our 100% rubber-based products like this polyprene here, unfortunately, the powers that be, we cannot sell this product anymore. It's too good for them anyway. And I talk about silicone. That's why we brought it here, because if anybody needs something, our silicone hybrid, this can go to California. One thing about it is it's high solids, single component, but the thing you got to worry about is during dry weather, or so on and so forth. Moisture cure is pretty important, but you got to be careful in areas when it gets wintertime. It doesn't have for the most part, it doesn't have the same physical characteristics as our polyprene. Okay, so I kind of went through and talked about what we have for repair work, so that the roofing owners, and roofing contractors can focus on sustaining their businesses during the fall and winter. And that's focused on repairs. So I focus on that. But now tops, as we expand and grow, but stay small, because we're not trying to be, I don't want to mention any numbers. We like where we are. We like where we have, our manufacturing. We learn how we do our quality control, but we do want to offer products more than just coatings and or repair products, so that the companies can possibly talk to their clients and either upsell. So we have products where they can upsell and make money, and with a quality product. And then we have some tools or some products where they can possibly the roofers can save money to do work for a homeowner. Okay, so I got through that silicone, and this is just so I'll focus on that soon. But I just want to kind of talk about these products here: rust, clean rust, use cleaner to clean. Bond it is simply to stop any bleed through from going over any type of asphalt coatings, pre-existing coatings, and the rest of its products are they coexist and work with our coatings. Kind of jumped ahead of myself. I apologize. I forgot this slide was here. Okay, here we go. So I wanted to talk about this. This is something that we partnered with a company called Lewis Trading Corporation. Did some significant testing, and this is our synthetic underlayment. I know that the Limitless Group already has a partnership with other guys that provide the synthetic underlayment in different forms, but we wanted to be part of because we notice Limitless has a lot of residential members who do not traditionally dabble on the commercial side. We wanted to do our best to try to get that market, get into that market, even with our polyprene, which we have as our flashing coating, but which can be used around the skylights in this instance, or the exhaust vents in this instance, or even around the windows. But what if we had a product where it can save them money? They have a client, a residential homeowner that needs some repair work done or re-roof. We want to be part of that business as well. So we introduced our synthetic underlayment, which is a 9 mil thick underlayment. It's 90 days of exposure to UV, and it's very, very durable in comparison to what's out there in the market. In some cases, you can get thicker and more expensive than this. The lowest we can go on this is probably about $43 to $40 a roll based on volume. It's on the volume, but everyday rate is $52 a roll, which includes shipping and taxes if bought as a pallet. And then that's before any type of discount. The big thing about it is if you look at the very bottom there, second from the bottom left is the slip resistant technology. This has been thoroughly tested. And then your top right, the mold resistance, extremely thoroughly tested. And for the Limitless members that are in Florida, of course, it has two. It's Miami-Dade and Florida Building Code. But for Texas, we have the Texas insurance code approval as well. So again, it's a 4-layered material, and it's 1,000 square feet of coverage. And if Limitless members do want to get this with their logo on it, we can do that as well. So like I just want to make sure, even though Limitless has other members that can provide this, Tops wants to be in the business too. And we got quality product here, and I guarantee you that we match the quality. We match the quality, and we can be very close on the prices as well in volume, in bulk. So this is our LTC Quality Plus. And here to the far the left, codes and compliances. It lists everything there that we have for this. So far, out of the first 34 pallets that I brought in, they're gone. And so I have 9 more available that we're going to sell exclusively to the Limitless members at a nice. And then I'm going to have several more containers dropping in at the end of November. Pre-sales are very, very are useful. Okay. Now here's what we have. Tops is a now designated distributor. Now, so we want to offer this to our Limitless members and daylighting solutions with Solitude, now part of the Kingspan Group. But Tops has a long history with Solitude, especially internationally. A lot of our distributors and installers globally around the world just happen to be installers of Solitude as well. And so after this has been going on for decades, I mean decades, if not 3 decades. Now that we have this available, we can provide this to Limitless members. And this going into the fall and winter time, even if you can do this anytime, you can repair. We sell your skylights, tubular skylights, and this is what this is for. And so what they can do is clients can offer, roofers can offer their clients or let them know that, hey, they want to start installing tubular daylighting, where one, you can reduce your energy, and I can bring light from anywhere in the house, anywhere in the roof to any room. And it's brighter than having your skylight or having just your regular light, a light that you have in the home. It's brighter, and there's no electricity needed whatsoever. It's straight technology. The Ray Bender technology takes the sun, accents the brightness from the sun, and we can bend it even 90 degrees into anywhere in the home if we have to bring it in any room. And you don't have to have this dome shape up there. You see this dome? That's just one fitting. There's a fitting that's just like a skylight. They can also bring this in as well. Here are some of the results. Again, we're using the dome, but a lot of roofing companies don't want to go inside the house, but you got to. It's done. Installation's under 2 hours, and here you can see the results. Again, if you look at the bottom left, they're this particular dome. One you don't. There are versions that look like a natural skylight, and I just wanted to kind of show a difference here. But Tops is a master distributor of this, which I know they can pick this up sometimes at an ABC Supply, a Beacon sometimes, but we can supply this as well. And what I'm getting to is during the winter and fall, these are great upsells because the sun sits lower in the sky, and when homeowners, they want to do something in their home, they want to save electricity, and they don't want to have the expense of putting in solar panels. You got Solitude here to do that. Residential lighting, and we also that's our main focus is for residential lighting. We have commercial as well, but our focus with Limitless is on the residential side. And these lights, these are on, but this is tubular daylighting, and it's accenting the sun's rays and bringing in daylight with no electricity used. Basically, no light should be on during the daytime, and that's where our Solitude comes in. All right, I think I'm about finished. Here's another upsell that we offer Limitless members is solar attic fans. So they can put this in their garages and also into the attics, of course. Again, if members can't get this from your Beacon or ABC Supply or SRS, you can get it from Tops. And there we have it. Easy installations, easy upsells to homeowners so you can continue in your business during the wintertime. And there we have it. This should be it for all the Tops. I'm right at close to 30 minutes. And like I said, normally my guy Mario or someone else Tops will be doing this, but I'm happy that I got to. I know there's just a few people in the room. I know you guys are recording this for the other Limitless members. And so I wanted to talk about, I covered the coatings, our flashing product, where Limitless members or roofing contractors can make money during the fall and winter with flashing products around skylights. But I offer a solution where they upsell by providing skylights and sealing them as well. And then in addition to the attic or garage fans, which are upsells during the fall and winter that they can use as well, ventilation for roof. So pretty much Tops, we expand our product line and Limitless members, and we're proud to be part of the group. Dylan, Caston, Jenna, anybody have any questions?
No, that's great, James. Thanks for sharing about your products. We have a lot of members that if you were to ask, hey, would you like to be able to offer coatings? I think the answer would usually be, well, yeah, sure, I'd like to be able to offer something like that. They just, a lot of times people will say yes and then not get back around to it. So we'll try to keep the conversation going over the next few days about coatings, and just make sure our members have the resources they need if they do want to add that to their business.
If they do, they can see, and those who have, and they've listened to it, they didn't. I'm talking about the guys who actually, you can go through their training, and sometimes they send supervisors to the training, but they don't send the people who actually do the work of the training. And sometimes there's a language barrier. In our instance, we have people on staff that can talk directly to the people who are going to apply on the roof while they're doing the roof, coach them through it. So there are no mistakes done. Those who have adopted, brought coatings on board, and have done it well, have made money. And I can tell you, when I retired from the Navy in 2015, then I was proud to join Tops, and then took over as CEO in 2018. And then basically, I guess still I haven't shared with the group, but I built the company up to some significant digits globally and nationally. And so I'm semi-retired and still doing coding, still working, but I'm also mentoring and working with roofing companies directly to grow them. So if they want direct hands-on approach for training or happen to or grow the commercial side of their business for coatings, I'm doing that coaching as well. And so yeah, if they want to do coatings, those who bring it on and do it well, and this is why I know I'm long-winded, but this is a way. What I'm saying is, a lot of guys will give coatings a bad name because they hop on and hop off the roof, and they're looking for that quick buck. You can make quick money in the coatings world, but callbacks cost a lot more. And so if they don't do the coating properly, and they start getting callbacks, it's going to cost you a lot more. So if they do it right the first time, they can do it. With our coatings, we miss so that applicators with an 8th grade education to be able to read it and apply it. And it's rare to make mistakes with an SCBS coating. They still got to follow. As long as they follow directions, it's fine. And care of the temperature and dew point. And all this is in the training. But again, some guys are like, hey, I have an opening right now. Put the workers on there and get it done. Let's do the next job. But those who do it right make money. And I'm talking about capital. I'm talking about these little margins. I'm talking about capital.
Well, let's open it up for Q&A. Matt, Dravis, do you have any questions about coatings or coating jobs or wanting to get into it?
Yeah, well, just basic stuff like where are you guys located? How do we get samples? And then when we do go to order something, where are we gonna order it from? Is it something we go to ABC or is it something we go direct to you guys?
Matt, where are you located? Are you in Texas?
Houston, yes, sir.
Houston. Okay. So right now, currently, actually, one thing about Tops is we are in some ABC supplies and some Beacons and some specs, but we don't beg for shelf space. So if the distributor wants us there, we're there. But our claim to fame is being able to work and dear louth. So it's a Navy term for direct liaison authority with the contractor. We like working directly with you. So your ordering will be directly with us, and we would ship directly to your site. And by the way, if you're not in Kansas or Mississippi, there's no taxes. One thing about us is we don't charge you taxes. If we don't have an office in your state, we have no representation in the state. We don't believe in, there's no taxation without representation. So I don't charge you taxes. 4 pallets or more. So normally I can put 36 5-gallon pails on a pallet. 4 pallets or more is free shipping. Then Limitless members get a 2.5% discount from us for orders below $25,000. Above $25,000 is a 5% discount. And we'll talk you through it. We love it. When you contact us, what we really need is pictures of the roof, not just the roof R, but actual. Because for us to get started with coating, someone has had to be on the roof and done an inspection and train you what to look for if you haven't done it before. When you get on the roof, that's the main thing to do it. We have, here's I did not bring it, which I think is Matt, if I can. Sorry to be long winded, but when you're passionate, you love your products, you have there's no other way. Here's how our guys make money with. Say, for example, say you have a client, say it's a metal roof, it doesn't have substrate. We encourage our contractors to give 4 quotes. 4. You give a maintenance quote, a 5-year, maintenance quote, 5-year, 10-year, 15-year warranty, and then we can go up to a 20-year warranty. And you never lose a quote unless somebody's bringing money or giving money under the table to somebody there. You never lose. And the reason why with the maintenance code, I just shared earlier, I don't know if you were on where we can say, hey, look, I can't warranty this, but I'm gonna ensure there's a rubberized product on all of your seams, your fasteners, screws, and around every protrusion, and any 90-degree angle changes if there's parapet. 1 quote. In the next quote, hey, I'm gonna do that same thing, but I'm gonna add 1.5 gallons per square of a coating. That's the second quote. Then you just go up from there. 3 gallons a square. 3 gallons a square, 4 gallons a square. That gives you all your warranties. That's how coatings are built up. And then it gives your customer, they see that, they know that you did your due diligence there, and they know what level of risk financially they have. They'll circle the one they need, and you will have that business. Because each of our coatings, I can do our coatings, especially our coatings. I can put down 5 a year, 1 coat down, come back a year later, 2 years later, put 1 more gallon on per square, and give another 5-year. I extend that warranty from 5 year to 10 year, so on and so forth like that. So it carries on, and you have repeat business. Did I answer all your questions there, Matt?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. So you'll have our number and our email address, and we'll be happy to get you kicked off there. Now, we send you a credit application. If you do want us to go through a distributor of your choice, because we're in several beacons throughout Kansas and ABC Supplies throughout the Southeast. If you do want us to pull through a distributor for you, because you get all your products there, we can do that as well.
Anybody else? Jeff, Michael, you guys have any questions about getting into this? Be sure to unmute yourself.
They pretty much answered all the questions that I was gonna ask. So I like the 4 quote thing, though. That's not something I've been doing, so that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's practicing this for a while and doing the 4 quotes. So and it works. And sometimes it's 5 quotes. But that's why you got to really take a look at the building. Don't just go roof R or Eagle View and say, hey, here's what I got. And for the most part, we try not to do quotes, blind quotes. And if we do, we make them very high. And so you'll know whether your customer is just, fooling around, or they already have a brother or somebody they want to use, and they just use your to give to somebody else. That's why if you do the 4 quote option, for the most part, they know that they figure, hey, you're trying to help me. I don't have money for this, but I have this. You're actually trying to help me. You'll keep your customer because you're adding value when you do that.
Right. And you're really breaking down the warranty process, like you said, like based on the amount of layers and all that. So that works for me.
Exactly. And we help you, by the way, with your takeoffs. You're not left to do that on your own. If you get us the information we need, our guys, and I think Andrew, even though his name said Sarah, he was in here. He's in Texas. I just brought him aboard. He's a fellow veteran, and he's getting trained up to handle the market. Plus, with me, I'm in Jackson, Mississippi, so it's easy. I'm in Texas quite a bit. We do have another a young lady who's handling the Houston area. But for the most part, with Limitless members, I try to keep you to 3 people, which is myself, a gentleman named Mario, and then you see Andrew here, because we'd like to take care of the Limitless.
And Mario will give you a ride to your destination if you don't have a ride.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
sure.
yeah. Oh, there's Mario. Look at him.
Hello.
Yeah.
We were
Mario.
going to our conference at Chief Stadium a couple of months ago, and I was like, man, I was about to get an Uber from the hotel to the Chief Stadium, and Mario was like, you want to ride? And I was like, heck yeah, man. And he let me sit in the front seat. And then I felt bad because we picked his wife up and she sat in the back, and I was like, oh dang, I should have sat in the back seat. But super, very
That's just
helpful.
kind of the guys that we bring onto the top team. Very personable. We like working. And guys, we've been around a long time. We're small by design. We like having. We don't want you just being connected to some other sales guy who may leave in a 6 months to a year. Most of my staff, I turned 54, but Mario's one of the youngest guys. Mario's been with us for several years, and he's moving up. So um, we like this. It's rare that anybody leaves Tops. Unfortunately, one of our had to leave us. That's because she got up into her 70s and was ready to do something else. He was ready to do something else, not us. She's ready to do something else. So he's been with us for a long time. So yeah, guys, we're here for you, and can help you get your first win. If you haven't done coding before, and here's another thing I forgot was we do have sprayers in our inventory that we can rent out to you and teach you how to use the sprayers. That you can reduce your labor dollars, your labor cost, and we rent the sprayers. If you don't want to fork over, say, $15,000 for a 833 or $24,000 for a Graco 933. We have substitutes, alternatives out there that we can rent to you. But also, what I didn't mention on here, I didn't put on here, is that if you need to buy a sprayer, we can actually help you out with that too, because we go through a lot of sprayers. So we get bulk discounts, which we can simply pass to you if you need it.
James, I guess so. My question over here, not necessarily for myself. Where's my video? There I am. Not necessarily for myself, but for the people on the call who may or may not know. I don't know everybody's business intimately, but also for the people who are going to watch the recording. You're talking about not just little bumps in cash, but big time capital. I guess I'm wondering if you would speak to that, because a lot of roofing company owners are well seasoned, a lot are not. Some know coatings, some don't know coatings. I personally don't know much about coatings, but I would love if you spoke to the business side of it and how, if somebody wanted, why should they be thinking about getting into it from a business, financial service to their customer, just some of those aspects.
So that's a great question. So for the most part, a couple of reasons why we like it. And just kind of bring a little history of it. Coatings got a bad name probably 2 decades ago because a bunch of people went in there and they tried to address it like a paint. And therefore, some of your older guys who are negative on coatings, it's because of that. Since then, formulas have changed. People have actually paid attention to it. And here's what I'm getting to. Normally, when you go to a roof, they go on a roof, commercial roof. Most of the time, if a roof wasn't too far gone, they offered a full replacement. Well, that's a capital expenditure. Sometimes a full replacement, sometimes also disturbs the actual business itself, meaning people can't be in certain rooms. It's going to be too noisy, or actually taking the roof off. Where coatings come into play is, for the most part, there's no business interruption from the customer working, inside the building. No business interruption there. 2, it's a lot faster to cure the symptoms of the roof, meaning stop leaks. It's faster. 3, it's cheaper. So normally with a coating, if the roof is not too far gone, there are some cases where the roof is extremely too far gone. And the reason why we've been successful is because we tell clients, hey, if you're a roofer, move off that one or don't offer warranty. And so basically, if I can restore a customer's roof for what relatively could be a third of the cost of a full replacement, that saves them money. 2, because it's faster, your labor costs are cheaper, but your margins are higher. You can charge higher. Normally you can especially if you're buying direct, normally you can take, and I don't want to, say there's customers out there and not roofers listening to this. Maybe I shouldn't share it, but your margins on the profit, what you buy your material for and mark it up are and So I would say you should be turning anywhere between 30 to 60% margins wherever you are, depending on wherever you are in the nation. Because I don't know everybody's individual labor rates. I spoke to someone in Utah earlier, and their labor rates, when I compared to what we do in either Texas or Mississippi or Tennessee, I was like, wow. So it all depends there on your labor rates. But I brought up the sprayer there, Robert, because the sprayers, I can cover 10,000, 100 square. Say you can do 100 square or a little bit more in a day. See what I'm saying? Do a full roof replacement, 100 square in one day, metal or modified bitumen or TPO. It's not going to happen. Does that answer? I think that answers your question.
Yeah, that makes a bunch of sense. And a ton of our, well, pretty much 100% of our members are roofing company owners or partners. So getting into the brass tacks, getting into the business side of things, I mean, I want them to have all of the resources possible. Part of our job at
Exactly.
Limitless is to make sure that they have everything in there, every possible tool in their tool belt, every arrow in their quiver they can to make themselves grow.
That's great. And I think a majority of the members that we're talking to are there in Texas. I would, if you have the opportunity, start off with a repair. So when it comes to coatings, 90% is prep, 10% is a coating. So I love metal roofs. I love restoring metal roofs. Let's say for that one, you're hitting you got an R panel roof. Those seams, ensuring those seams have a layer of rubber on them first before you put the tire coating on, ensuring that the protrusions have a level rubber around it so they're sealed first before you put the coating on. That's important. So that prep work is very, very 90% prep, 10% coating. Now, like I said, during the fall and winter time, your margins are actually higher if you're just doing repair work, just hitting the skylights, hitting the protrusions, hitting any 90-degree angle changes where, parapet walls, the 90-degree angle change there, that's where a lot of separation happens and cracks form. They can use a repair product. And so again, $198 5-gallon pill, but you get $3,500 of work out of it. That's where your margins are. And by the way, just a few caveats before we go. I need to talk just real about shelf life. A lot of people don't think about this. And so also in the past, some people would use a coating right when they opened up. It started curing and they had to use all the product or it went to waste. Our 100% rubber products, like the polyprene I talked about, that one is the shelf life unopened is 7 years. That doesn't do anybody any good. Once you open it, it doesn't start curing. It still has a 2-year shelf life after it's open. Of course, that doesn't help anybody. You don't want to keep it going. You don't want to keep anything for 2 years. If you're not using it, you're not selling it. What I'm getting to is because it doesn't cure just because you open it. That one pail can carry on more projects. Go to more projects. That's where you get the $198 to $3,500. Alrighty.
It does.
Yeah, so I encourage our members to look at polyprene. We'll be happy to help them. They can reach out to us, I believe, at support@topsproducts.com. And yeah, we'll be happy, or just give us a call at a 1-800 number. Ask for Mario, and then Andrew or James. And we three will do our darndest to get back with you. If you can come with projects, if you have any projects you want us to look at or help you with, give us a shout. We'll be happy to. We're very proactive. And the wintertime is when you can make a lot of money. Don't be fooled. You can make a lot of money during wintertime. All you got to do is make the calls. What we do is we'll talk to a facility owner, our facility manager, say, hey, do you have any roof leaks? Take a look at any of your vents or anything like that. You got anything there? Where are your critical areas? Get on that roof, or and you always, guys, walk the inside if they allow you, because they'll point up and say, hey, you're leaking here, and get on that roof, take a look at it, and say, hey, I will effect a repair in this targeted area, charge it up, and make your money. Oh, by the way, we also provide leads, but it has to be people that talk with us. We can provide you some leads. How's that for a winner?
Awesome. Man, thanks, James. I'll
Right.
keep bringing this up headed into Monday and Tuesday, just to make sure people are aware. And we got to figure out a way to get some sort of in-person training going in the future, maybe after winter.
Definitely before winter's out, because a lot of people, again, this has just been my experience. Those guys who know tops, who work with us, and again, I'm working with the grandchildren of some roofers. I know private equity is buying people out, et cetera, et cetera. But those family-owned companies, we've been around a long time, internationally and nationally. So I'm actually working, in some cases, or my staff are working with the grandchildren, the children, or the great-grandchildren. Some of the roofers who've been with us for a long time. They know. A lot of these guys are in the Midwest or just north of that, and they know how to make money during the winter time. So if anyone tells you you can't do coatings in the winter, talk to us.
Awesome. Thanks, James.
Well, look, I really appreciate it. And since there's no more questions, we'll be out. Anybody else?
Thank you for everything.
All right, guys. I appreciate it. All right, take care now.
All right.